Hey everyone, it's Ted from Tap and Sack. We're back here for another episode of Drafting with Dummies. We've just got a new quick draft. It is Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Previously it was only available on Premier Draft, which is this one. This one requires 10,000 gold, which is more expensive than quick draft, and it's also on a timer, so newer players might not find it very easy. But now with 2 weeks have passed and we have quick draft available. So this is quick draft. It only costs 5,000 gold or 750 gems. I do encourage spending the gold rather than the gems, because gold you can earn through daily rewards and daily wins. So once you've saved up enough gold, you can use that gold to play quick draft and build your collection. So I haven't really played any draft at all for AFR. I've only tried sealed and not that many games actually, so I'm not very familiar with the format, or at least this set itself. So I will try to explain my thought process as I do my picks. The good thing about quick draft is that there's no timer, so we can take our time. Alright, so let's go. Okay, our first pack is a rare Sphere of Annihilation. It enters the battlefield with X void counters, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you can exile it, and all creatures and planeswalkers with mana value equal to or less to the number of void counters. So the more you pay, the more you can exile in terms of bigger creatures and planeswalkers. It's kind of like a removal spell for black. It's not bad, but you have to pay the mana and you have to wait till your next upkeep. So it's a 1 turn delay. Let's look at our uncommons. Trickster's Talisman. Its equipment. When you deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice and create a token that's a copy of this creature. Okay, so you can copy your own creatures. It's a one-time use because you have to sacrifice it, and you have to deal combat damage, so not so easy, but it only costs 1 blue. Chaos Channeler, when it attacks, roll a d20 and you get quite a lot of benefits. You get to exile cards from the top of your library. That is good for red, gives you card advantage. So not bad, 4 mana for a 4/3, and you get to get abilities later on. Wild Shape is a choice card. You can choose to make one of your own creatures have different power of toughness. It's only up to end of turn, so just a one-time trick. And let's look at our commons. We have another choice card for white. Gloomstalker is a dungeon synergy. So if you completed a dungeon, Gloomstalker has double strike. Not so easy to complete a dungeon. You need many stats, so it might be a while before you get this double strike ability. Charm Sleep is similar to, I think it's a reprint, so you get to lock down an opponent's creatures, not bad. Discard a card, okay, for 1 black. This is return target creature from the graveyard to your hand and you venture into the dungeon. So 2 for 1 in a way. And only for 2 mana, it's not bad. Empire Spawn, ETB trigger, opponent lose 2 life, you gain 2 life. Choice card, destroy target artifact or create a treasure token. And it's a creature as well, so another 2 for 1, not bad. 1/1 for 1 to sacrifice, search your library for a basic forest, so it can be a ram spell. Plummet and Evolving Wilds. So I think Charm Sleep is good as a removal, but as our pick one, I kind of just want to stick with the rare because my collection of AFR cards is small, and if your goal is just to build your collection, then picking the rare is okay, it's a good strategy. So, and in this case, Sphere of Annihilation is also pretty good, so I will take it. Alright, let's see our second pack. We have Moonblessed Cleric. Search your library for enchantment card. Okay, 3 mana for 3/2, actually not bad. Ray of Enfeeblement. Target creature gets -4/-1 mostly, unless it's white. So not as good a removal spell because only 1 toughness creatures would be kind of like susceptible to it. Battlecry Goblin. I like this for pack tactics. You can pump goblins and it can create more goblins if you have power 6 or more. So this is quite strong, I think. I've seen some decks use pack tactics quite a lot. 3/4, venture into the dungeon. Borrow the gate, counter spell. 3 mana for 2 abilities. You can venture in the dungeon as well. Shambling Ghast, 1 mana, 1/1. So it looks like a lot of cards have quite a lot of value. You can, not only do you get a creature, but you get in a triggered effect when it dies or when it enters the battlefield. So I think this set tries to generate a lot of value for the players to make it easier for beginners. Now the question is, what mechanic should we focus on? So far we've seen some dungeon synergies, we've seen pack tactics. I kind of like pack tactics. We'll try this and see if we can get more. Critical hits. Target creature gains double strike. Okay. It's unlikely you roll the natural 20, so just take it as a one-time double strike trigger. Search your library for up to 2 basic lands, or return target permanent card from the graveyard to your hand. Okay. Claim Reclusive Painter. 2 mana for 1/2, and it creates a treasure. And other creatures you control ETBs with an additional +1/+1 for each treasure spent to cast them. So if you're going to use this card, you have to try and find cards that have a lot of treasure triggers or treasure effects, such as creating treasures or spending mana from treasures, which is not bad. This is also good for pack tactics, as I tried to build this on my sealed deck. Come to a river, shortcut seeker. So blue has some venture into the dungeon synergies. This is similar to Reclusive Painter. When it enters the battlefield, if you spend mana from a treasure, you draw a card and lose a card. And lose 1 life. So if I can have both of these, that would be great. But I think for now we'll just go with the Reclusive Painter. It's also red-black. Ooh, nice. This is red-green. This is Tartnar is pack tactics, so it will synergize very well with the Battlecry Goblin. It's red-green though, which is usually the pack tactics colors. But that would mean we have to splash black, so I'm not sure if we want to do that. Let's see what else we have. This also works well with pack tactics. Another pack tactics. Oh, this is very tempting. So maybe we have to go red-green pack tactics, and we can splash black for the sphere, and then we have to give up on the Killing. Bar the Gate, we've seen that. Sign of Stygia, a 2/1 flash, and you can either tap the creature and it doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step, depending on what you roll on the dice. Okay, I'm very tempted with Tartnar. We have another Ray of Enfeeblement, Half-Elf Monk, 1/4 Vigilance, Pixie Guide, roll dice, synergy, Zombie Ogre. This actually is pretty good because for 5 mana, 3/5, for many turns you will be able to venture into the dungeon and get some value. So don't underestimate this card. Goblin Javelineer, so 1 mana, 1 mana haste. No Hunter, okay, this is good for pack tactics. This is a choice card, it's a trick. You can make 2 target creatures can't block this turn, or target creature gets +3/+1, not bad. So maybe no Hunter. We got some white cards here, a 1/1 double strike, and can phase out. Pegasus, 2/3 flying, enters the battlefield. Target creature gets +1/+1 against flying. This gets bigger as you gain life. So white has a lot of gain life synergies. This is an equipment focused creature, so if you have lots of equipment, which this set has a lot, then yeah, you could go with the equipment way. This place of treasure, like we were talking about black-red. So far we're not able to create any treasures, so not very useful. I might take this. It creates a treasure and deals 2 damage to any target. So we don't really have any removal spells yet. It's good to have some, at least 4 or 5 removal cards so that you can deal with the opponent's creatures. But right now we only have 1. And red-green, usually they are fight spells. So hopefully we see some. 2 mana Death Touch, 6 mana 7/6. This is 2/2 with Menace if there is equipment. This is Lightfoot Rogue, 1 mana, 2 mana 2/1. Roll a d20 when it attacks. So it gains Death Touch. Okay, it gains Death Touch for all or a bigger power. Not bad. Herald of Hadar, another roll. Dice synergy, so you can make opponents lose life. Maybe I'll go with the Hill Giant. We do need some big creatures, or should I just go with the uncommon? We're not really aiming for dice synergy. We don't have that many cards on that. We do have tactics. So I might take the Hill Giant Forger, Barbarian class. So this is a class card, a new type of enchantment where there are multiple levels. You start with level 1 and then you can level up if you have the mana, if you spend the mana. And when you level up, you get all the abilities, all the levels that have been activated, not just the current one. So it's not bad for 1 mana, I think. Javelineer, we have more white cards, gain life. This is tap down choice card. Veteran again. We're not really rolling much dice now, so it only triggers for level 1 and 2 if you roll the dice. Should take this 2 mana for 2/2, which is okay, I guess. Alright, let's just go with Barbarian class. Keep it for our collection. Wild Shape. Plummet, not very good. Borrow Intellect. Okay, all these are not great. Might go with the 1 mana 1/1. Price of Loyalty. So this is a gain control of target creature's spell. And again, if you use treasures, you will get +2/+0 against haste. This works best if you have a way to sacrifice a creature, so you can gain control of an opponent's creature and then sacrifice it so that the opponent doesn't get it back. We have more counter spells. 1/1 flyer. Alright, let's take this. We have critical hit again. Brazen Dwarf. This works again if you roll one or more dice. I'm not really rolling dice at all, actually. Not a single card rolls a dice. So I might just take critical hit. And then are we getting our first equipment? Sure. Javelineer again, or you come to a null cam and choice card. Okay, this is like a pump spell, or you can make two opponent's creatures unable to block. Alright, Dwarf World Champion, sideboard, and pack 2 is Ranger class. This is a pretty good rare for a class card. When it enters the battlefield, you create a 2/2, and if you level up, you can put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature. So every time you attack, you get to put a +1/+1 counter. So very strong, actually. I've seen this in some standard decks, and it's really fast. So I think we have to take that. But let's look at what else we have. Burning Hands. Okay, this is a good burn spell. 2 mana for 2 damage. A bit low on the damage, but if it's green, you deal 6 damage instead. So, well, I hope you face a green opponent then. Wandering Troubadour. Okay, so 4 mana for 2. Dungeon Mat. Venture in Dungeon. Okay, we're not looking at white anymore. Blue, we're not looking at blue. We're looking at white. What's the red? Fireball. Use 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Okay, I think this is good. If this was a later pick, we would pick this. Oh, I really want this Hobgoblin Captain because it synergizes well with the rest of our red-green stuff with pack tactics. So hope we wheel one of these two, and I will just take Ranger class. Alright, we have our rare. Another rare is here, also Fiddlebender. Pretty good in other formats. It seems to be quite strong in Commander, where you can search your library for an artifact card and put it into play. So very strong there, but we're not in white, so if we want to pick the rare, we can just pick that. But let's look at what the other cards do. We have a pump spell for green. 5 mana 4/1 reach, and you create a 2/2. Okay. So essentially 6/3 for reach with 5 mana. Or we could take the Fireball now. Golem for 4. It's not bad, a Golem. But we're really low on the removal spells, so I might have to take that. Let's look at how many creatures we have. We have only 6 creatures now. Yeah, we definitely need more creatures. I'm also just tempted to pick the rare so that we get maximized value for this draft. Because you're already spending the gold on this event, and assuming you don't get a lot of wins, then whatever you draft here is what you get to keep. So rather than opening packs, you want to see how much value you can get from the pack, from these packs itself. Yeah, I'm very tempted to just pick Fiddlebender, but Iron Golem is also good. Maybe I'll just pick that. He has 5 power, so it can help with the pack tactics. Reaper's Talisman is equipment. When equipped creature attacks, it gets Death Touch, and defending player loses 2 life and gain 2 life. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty scary. But the question is, do we want to splash Sword Black? Do we have one rare? It's pretty clear we're gonna stick with red-green. So I don't think I want to splash black too much. If that's the case, then we'll take this out. Bullet or Owl Bear, 5 mana 4/4. This lets you draw a card, so that's nice. Equipment or the Worm for 5 mana, essentially 8 or for 8/7. Alright, I'm kind of liking the Owl Bear. We really need some removal spells. Not seeing any in red-green. Potion of Healing, this is our second unicorn. If we had gone white, we could have gone on a gain life synergy. This creates a treasure when it enters the battlefield, great. And when it enters the battlefield, another creature EDBs, you gain 1 life. So these two work superbly well together, but we're not thinking that. Could have a Mimic Artifact. Jaded Sellsword. It could synergize with Improvised Weaponry if we cast this first and then we create a treasure token and we use that treasure later to cast Jaded Sellsword. Yeah, that would work. I kind of want to get the uncommon. Alright, Goblin, Battlecry Goblin again. So this will be our second one. Just great. We just need more goblins now, which we don't really have. Right. Yeah, we have to take this 2 mana 2/2. Goblins, goblins, goblins. Alright, Hobgoblin Captain. Nice. Our 2 mana 3/1 with Pack Tactics. What else do we have? We have this Earth Cult Elemental, 6 mana 6/6. I quite like this because there's a good chance you will roll a 10 to 20, well 50% chance, so you're getting value out of that when it enters the battlefield. Downside is that it's 6 mana, so we won't be casting it too quickly. Alright, we have to pick this because this is a Goblin and this has Pack Tactics. What else do we have? A Hoarding Ogre. So this creates treasures, which is good. So if we create treasures, we can use it on... where is that guy? Oh wait, did we pick him? No, we didn't pick him. That creature that gets a buff if you use a treasure. Yeah, it's not here. What is Divine Smite? Phases out. If it's black, exile it instead. Okay. Yeah, I might have to go with Hoarding Ogre. I'm just gonna get all the beefy guys and try to trigger that Pack Tactics. Compelled Duel. Okay, this can help with Pack Tactics too. Do we need another of this? We already have one of this. You come to the Knoll Tam, so I would be inclined to take this instead. cool, another Hobgoblin Captain. So this will be our second one. But we are really short on removal spells. Because what do we have? We only have... we have pump spells, but we only, in terms of direct damage, we only have improvised weaponry, and pretty much that's it. So we did not wield any of those red burn spells. We really need that now. Spare dagger is equipment, not very good I think. We're not doing white. Some choice card. Shambling dust. Full strength, we'll just put this in our sideboard. Kick in the door. 1 mana, you can give a creature haste and +1/+1 and can't be blocked and venture into the dungeon. Okay. I mean, it's good that it gets haste so that it can really trigger off certain things, such as our pack tactics. Or we could go with equipment, 2 mana, 2/1, but maybe we'll try kicking the door. Alright, speak of Mimic. Another Mimic. Okay, we don't need another Mimic. Pack 3. Ooh, what's this? Orb of Dragonkind. 2 mana artifact at 2 mana in any combination of colors. Spend only to cast dragon spells. Activate abilities of dragons. Okay, we're not gonna play that because we don't have dragons. So unfortunately, what is this? Tiger Tribe Hunter, 5 mana, 4/4. Yes, pack tactics. Okay, if you have power 6, you may sacrifice another creature. Alright. When you do, deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power of the target creature. Okay. So this allows us to sacrifice something. We could sacrifice whatever we catch with Price of Loyalty. And if not, it's just a 5 mana 4/4 trample, which is okay. No Hunter's great, again, we need that. We've got another Kalane, but it's too late to go that way now. So I'm really tempted to try this one out. I've not seen this before. With lots of 2-drops, I think. So it's either we go fast or we get this Tiger Tribe Hunter. Alright, I'm gonna pick this just because it's an uncommon. Okay, we've got another No Hunter. I might have to go for that. Another Barbarian class. We're not gonna do that. 3 mana, 3/3 haste goblin. Ooh, Priest of Ancient Lore. This one is a good white card to gain a life and draw a card. When it enters the battlefield, it's great value. Singer is also good. It can pump creatures. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ooh. It's either No Hunter or the Bugbear. What's our curve like? We've got lots of low cost creatures. Ooh, everything is at 2, huh? Topnar, No Hunter. And being double red might be a problem as well, so might have to go with No Hunter then. Still no removal spells. Ooh, Brainor Battle Hammer. This is such a powerful card for equipment based decks because you pay 0 rather than the equip cost for the first time each turn. And creatures get +2/+0 for each equipment attached to it. And it's a 5/3 by itself for 4 mana, so very strong. If this comes out on the battlefield, I don't know how I'm gonna deal with it. This is 3 mana, 2/2. You can pump. Okay. Rolling dice? No. Well, there's a 50% chance you get a 2/1 creature with trample for 2 mana. Equip is also 2 mana, so not cheap. Alright, I'll just go with this then. Or should I go with Javelier? Who was this? Ingenious Smith. When EDBs look at top 4 cards, reveal an artifact, so most probably an equipment. And it can pump itself when artifacts enter the battlefield. So this has got to be the red-white equipment synergy. So if you had Brainall earlier and lots of equipment plus this would easily grow to a 3/3 or 4/4, and then it just gets crazy after that. Plundering Barbarian. It's a dwarf, not a goblin. Iron Golem again, we don't need another one. We don't really need any of these. Baleful Beholder. No, we're not doing that. Okay. Alright, you find some prisoners, you gotta destroy a target artifact or exile top 3 cards of opponent's library, and you can play them until the end of your next turn. Wow, we're not really getting lots of red-green stuff. We've seen this before. Wow, we have no removal spells. This is so bad. Part of me wonders whether I should have gone for red-black, but if we have Ranger class, that's very strong for rare, green rare. And we have Pack Tactics goblins, so even I don't see how red-black would have been any better. Now we could go with the big 6/6, or we could go with a 3 mana 2/3 2/2. We do have some bigger creatures already, so or if we need card draw, then this is it. Alright, let's just put this in our sideboard. Got another Price of Loyalty. Which maybe can turn the game for us, who knows. But I think we'll just put this in our sideboard. Ooh, this is a good card for dungeon synergies. If you're playing blue-white, you can venture into the dungeon an additional time. So definitely strong. Another 1 mana Dryad. Great Axe. Wow, equipped 5 though. So, but with Brainall earlier, if you have him, you can equip this for 0. So that's great. You just cast this for 1, equip for 0, and that's a +4 +0. This isn't bad. 1 mana. You can add free attach to target creature you control. I'll just take this. Oh, nice. Another Hobgoblin. We have another Goblin, 5 mana 4/3. But we're quite big on the 5s. Ready? Are we? We have 2 at 5. I don't know if I want to go some more. Hobgoblin Captain is just so good. And you only trigger once for this when it enters the battlefield, so maybe not as great as Hobgoblin Captain. +2 Mace. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, but this is a white-centric artifact equipment, so we need white to cast, so not for us. Plundering Barbarian, I think we already have one of these. Oh. Yep, we do. So don't think I'll pick another one. Might just go with this. Come to an old camp. Barbarian class is back. No, we don't need this. We're not rolling dice. We don't really have equipment. We do have one. Oh, we have two actually. Alright, we'll just put it on sideboard. Goblin Javelineer, or we could find this. Alright, we'll just take this. Golem again. Right, and that will be it. That is our deck, our first ever quick draft on AFR. We're at 46 cards, so we have to cut 6 cards probably. We have 15 creatures, 14 non-creatures. Our average mana value is 2.3, so very low. We can probably cut down to 16 lands, maybe. So, do we need Sphere of Annihilation? It's essentially a board wipe, but our goal is to fill the board with so many creatures to overwhelm the opponent. I don't know if we want to have this just to disrupt our mana flow. Because we might be drawing swarms when we actually need forests or mountains. And even if we cast this, it will definitely affect our creatures as well. So I'll probably take it out. And if we go down to 16 lands, that will be 8 each. Now, do we need leather armor? Maybe not. Or we could take out the other equipment. Is there another equipment? Mimic. Okay, I don't think we need Mimic because our creatures are really small, so if we have a Mimic and a small Goblin in our hand, we will likely cast the Goblin. If we had very high costing spells, then we would need the Mimic to ramp up faster, and that's when the Mimic is great. But you do have to sacrifice it to add 1 mana, so we'll get this out as well. We only have 1 removal spell, how funny. That could really get us. Innkeeper. Do we need an innkeeper? It creates treasures. It creates 1 treasure. We are not really concerned with the gain life part unless it's a way to stay alive longer in the game, which can be important depending on the game itself. But it's not the best card in a red-green, I think. Alright, we'll take one of these out. Critical hit. Do we need that? Target creature gains double strike. It could essentially remove a single creature with double strike, because a 3 power creature would deal 6 damage and might even save your own creature, so that's not bad. So maybe we don't need leather armor. We're not really running equipments. Barbarian class. Are we rolling dice? No, we're not. Okay. Okay, so we're down to 40. Is this our final deck? 15 creatures, 9 non-creatures, 16 lands. Just remember we only have one removal spell, so I think our only strategy is to just get to an explosive start and swarm the opponent and win before they can cast some big spell. Okay, let's go. We'll play a couple of games. Hopefully we get some wins. Sweet, we're up against Mandra. Also in silver here, which is good. Okay, you go first. Or we go first. We have our lands, we have a captain, price of loyalty, and a hoarding ogre. Alright, I think we will keep this. Do hope to get some of the other 2 value cards soon. Okay, we got a critical hit. Because I don't want to be casting Price of Loyalty anytime soon unless they have a big creature. Ooh, Barbarian class, okay. Yep, so if he's on a rolling dice synergy, then he can potentially get more value. And his creatures get bigger at level 2. So I'm just gonna swing in. Next turn we can cast the ogre. Okay, he decides to go level 2, which is good, which means probably no counter spells for me. There is another goblin, but I think to maximize our mana that we have, we should cast the ogre, but we should attack first, see if there's any response. There's nothing. Alright, now we can cast our ogre. So if all stays the same and he doesn't kill any of our creatures, next turn we can trigger the ogre, roll a d20, and we can also have Pack Tactics trigger. So I'm hoping he has nothing or he just casts a creature. Okay, he casts a creature. Alright. Okay, so if we attack with this, we trigger, get a treasure, and this gains first strike, but we can block with the Seeker, which is a 2/5. So it's very big. And so I'm thinking we steal this guy and we get to venture into the dungeon as well because we're dealing 2 damage. So let's do that. And if we give a creature double strike, is he dead? This would be 6, 9, 11. So not exactly. Okay, I create 2 treasures. Nice. Alright, so this is the first time I'm using dungeons. There are 3 in the game. This is the shortest one and this is the longest one. The shortest one has, I think, more detrimental effects, but you get to complete the dungeon faster. This is the longest one, but you get quite a lot of value depending on where you want to go. So I might want to just scry 1 because that's the first time we get to do something. So I'll pick this. I want to scry 1, see what I get. No Hunter is okay, I will take that. And now I will use my last 2 mana to cast another goblin. So we've got 3 creatures, he has 1 blocker, and we can cast critical hit on one of them to give it double strike, and maybe that would be game. So let's see. I hope he doesn't have some kind of board wipe. Alright, when it enters the battlefield, venture into the dungeon. He also scries 1 with the Lost Mine of Fendelver. Alright. So put down my land and we will attack. I hope he doesn't have any combat tricks. He has something. Alright, so I roll a dice and that will create treasures. Okay, so we cast Modern Kindness Polymorph to give target creature 4/4 and flying. So he's going to block 2 of them. And I will give the unblocked creature double strike. Boom. Nice. It's a nice first win. Great. We're up against Saint Ritz. Okay, let's hope for a good hand. Alright, we got 2 mountains, 1 forest. We've got 2 goblins, that's nice. We do have a 5-drop 4/4, which is okay, I think. This doesn't give it haste, but it gets pumped, so okay. Opponent goes first, so a bit of a disadvantage for us. Ooh, it's a hawk. Venture into the dungeon. This lets it can tap to tap another creature to venture into the dungeon, and there's another one. Ooh. Oosh, that's kind of scary. That's very fast. So, alright, I'll just go with Cry Goblin as a blocker, hopefully, for the Javelineer. We can't block the flyers, so it's too bad. I only hope he doesn't have a removal spell. Spare Dagger. The crit creature gets +1/+0. Deals 1 damage to any target. Oh, he sacrificed it to deal 1 damage to any target. Okay. He deals to me, so I can't block because I will lose my goblins, so I'm not going to block. Ooh, Ranger class. Nice. Alright, so there's no point casting Compelled Duel because it has no blockers. It's kind of better if you have a blocker. So I might cast Ranger class just as a 2-mana 2/2. Or if I go with the Hobgoblin Captain, I can swing in. Alright, I'm just going to go with Ranger class, I guess. And I'm going to attach my rapier. Oh, whew. Ooh. Okay, I'm not sure what the opponent had in his hand, but either he saw Ranger class and knew that it was really strong, and I think he didn't have any removal spells for the Goblin. So if he didn't get rid of the Goblin, on my next turn what I can do is cast the Hobgoblin, and if I drew a land, I would be able to trigger the Battlecry Goblin's ability to give Goblins +1/+0 and haste. So this will get haste as well, and they will all swing in, and that would be 5 + 2, 7 + 4, 11 damage. He could double block, I guess, the Goblin, the Battlecry Goblin. So I might not have attacked the Goblin. So it really all depends if I drew an additional land, because if I was stuck at 3 lands, I might have to cast, I just level up Ranger class, or I would use Compelled Duel to pump maybe the Goblin, and then all of them would have to block the Goblin. I'm also guessing he may not have drawn his 3rd land, which would have put him back quite a lot. Yeah. Okay, sweet. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Drafting with Dummies. I certainly had fun doing the very first AFR quick draft. Hope to get more down in the future, but this is a very nice start. Didn't expect to draw, or at least to pick so many Goblins, with 2 Battlecry Goblins and 3 Hobgoblins. I think that's, plus Ranger class of course, that makes for a very good green-red deck. So hopefully we get all the way to 7 wins, but until then, see you next time. Do subscribe and share the video. Really appreciate it. Alright, bye bye.